everybody, and welcome to the Carnivore Revolution. I'm Serena.
And I'm Jess. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe below.
And today we have Carnivore Vitality with us, and we are super excited to talk to you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys, Ed and Daniel. To get us started, do you guys want to kind of introduce yourselves briefly and tell us a little bit of your background?
Yeah. My name's Ed. I'm 19 years old. I turned 19 really recently. I've been on the carnivore diet now for around 3 months, and it's been seriously awesome. I'll tell you a little bit about the story before that and why I kind of found carnivore. Probably started around a year ago when I started working in a real job, and I was sitting at my desk, and every single day, pretty much around 1 or 2 p.m., I'd start to really feel tired, drift off. And I thought that, that's kind of normal. That's what everyone does. But I didn't really want to do that. I kind of wanted to keep being productive throughout the day. I wanted to do well at my job and I wanted to improve. So I thought, okay, the way that I'm going to do that is by able to stay focused and stay consistent and have consistent energy throughout the day. So I kind of did some research how to beat the 3 p.m. slump. And there was a few different techniques, but one of them that came up was your diet and eating too many carbohydrates. So that's kind of how I found the ketogenic diet. So I was going along with that and it was good, but I found that still with the ketogenic diet, the way that I was eating, at least, I might have not been doing it correctly. I think I was doing more of a junk food keto. It wasn't a full clean keto, but I was still feeling quite a lot of cravings for carbs and things like that, and repeatedly again and again I just fall into that and just have so many carbs and knock myself out for the rest of the day. And I didn't want to keep living like that with that binge eating. And then my dad started the carnivore diet probably around 9 months ago. I thought he was crazy. I thought he was an absolute idiot for doing this. He always used to do all these other things to try and lose weight, intermittent fasting, portion control, all these things, and it never worked for him. And I was just like, okay, here's another fad. It's not going to work. And then he started talking about him losing weight on the carnivore diet, but more than that was the other benefits, and that's what really made me want to try carnivore. He was always talking about how he's sleeping really, really well and how he has so much energy, he's able to work for more hours, sleep for less hours, and he also talked about having better mood, so having a happier, healthier life. So after seeing him do that, it kind of inspired me, and that was 3 months ago, and just kept at it.
Yeah, so me and Ed both started the carnivore at roughly the same time, but we found it slightly in different ways or for different reasons. So for me, I was very interested in nutrition and I tried to follow a lot of the standard advice. I was going to the gym, taking protein powder. Didn't really matter if it was processed or not, just stick to your macros, high protein and stuff. And, taking all these protein powders and following that advice, my skin got really, really bad to the point where I just couldn't even go outside. My face was literally had volcanoes on it and it was so bad. And I just did not feel well. I went to the doctors and they didn't really say nutrition was a part of it there. They maybe just said, oh, try less sugar, but they put me in this drug called Accutane. And although it did help my skin dramatically, it just ruined my health. It literally just destroyed my body, every single thing, my muscles. I got a bunch of injuries, my mental health. It literally just destroyed my body, but my skin went really good. Did a few cycles because pretty hard. And then eventually I went off it because my parents were like, we can't see you like this. It's not worth it for your skin. You have to get off it. And after I went off that, it left a lot of damage, I guess. And just with other issues like focus at school, because I got prescribed with ADHD and depression and stuff. I was always on all these pills, antidepressants, on these drugs like Ritalin, Adderall, Vyvanse. And although they did momentarily work, I did not want to live a life where I'm just on pills the whole life. And also the side effects were just so terrible. You can even ask Ed at school. I was literally an emotionless zombie. And I entered a bit of a down slump because I'm like, wow, is this just the way my life is going to be? I dropped out of college. It was my dream course, but I dropped out. I didn't really have a hope forward. And then I did a bit of research trying to find answers off the drugs. I'm like, screw it. I'm not listening to these doctors anymore. It's not working. And there has to be an answer. On Reddit, I found the zero carb space. I saw these anecdotal evidence. Wow, my ADHD is cured. I'm not depressed. I've lost so much weight. My skin is better. I'm like, wow, it literally gave me so much hope. And then from that, I was just literally just binging so much stuff, just reading learning as much as possible. Slowly from zero carb, heard about carnivore. Ed told me, I've been good mates with Ed for basically my whole life. And we saw his dad on it and he's like, you should give it a shot. And since then it's just changed my life. It's been so sick. It's been 3 months and it's been amazing.
Has anyone else in your friend group come over to carnivore or tried give it a shot after seeing what you guys have gone through?
Only really recently. So we weren't really going around preaching about it for the last few months or anything. Only if people asked us or they saw what we were doing. We tried to keep the YouTube channel on a bit of a low until we reckon it's at a point where other people can see it. But some people found the YouTube channel and a lot of people have been asking us about.
And we're really excited.
Yeah, when I think about my past and my history, the only thing that I wish about carnivore that was different for me is that I had found it when I was your age. I will be 50 in May, and I have never felt better. I've never been happier. My eyes well up with tears probably at least once a day when I realize how at peace I am with myself for the first time in my entire adult life. So I'm super glad that you guys found this at your ages, and I hope you stick with it because it has made such a huge difference for me.
Do you have any residual like side effects from all the medication that you were taking still, or has it pretty much detoxed from your body?
The short-term effects, like they're gone, but I don't know, when I was on it, I was going to the gym and it makes your joints very sensitive. So I still have quite a bit of chronic pain and soreness in a lot of my shoulders, and I had to undergo a few surgeries, and the doctors still aren't really sure what's wrong with my body and why I'm getting so many injuries. And it's kind of hard to take in because, you know, I've always loved sport. I truly believe just with movement and over time that my body will heal.
Yeah,
But-
people don't realize the residual effects of those medications and add up over years and just cause extra problems. But doctors are really just trained to write a prescription, unfortunately.
Were you on any medications or anything, Ed, or did you have any serious health issues, or was it pretty much just tiredness, brain fog?
Nah, that was it. I didn't have any medical conditions or anything. I just wanted to try and optimize my health pretty much.
How's your 3 p.m. slump now?
So much better. When I wake up, I have high energy, which never used to happen. I used to kind of almost dread getting out of bed. It used to pretty much suck. I just enjoyed like the feeling of just lying there and being tired or whatever. Anyway, wake up with a lot of energy, and then kind of it just generally tapers off, but there's nowhere near to what happened when I was on the standard American diet, or even when I was doing keto, but it wasn't really keto. So yeah, I kind of slowly drift off. And then when I go to bed, it's just like bang, out like a light, you know. Maybe my body also is a bit more sensitive to carbs than the average person, possibly, and that's kind of why I found so many benefits from it.
Yeah, well, the difference for people who are just starting carnivore and maybe don't understand why that happens, but when you eat a breakfast like a normal person eats, or you know, a sad diet or whatever, your glucose spikes, and then it's coming down at like 10:30 or 11 when you think that you need a snack or you need to eat or you need a nap, and then it comes back up at lunchtime, and then the afternoon slump you're talking about is where you're coming down from lunchtime, and then people think, oh, I need a snack. That's when people grab a candy bar or something, and it gives them the energy, but then they just crash again right before dinner. And people just don't realize that you can just kind of be pretty much steady long and feel really good all day long. And I think most people just don't know that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even need to eat. Today, what time is it? It's almost midday and I haven't eaten, and you know, my energy is amazing. I've got so much mental clarity. You don't even need to eat that much when you're in a state of ketosis. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did either of you deal with any sort of like carb or sugar addiction or anything like that? Was it difficult to give those things up?
I've always been a big sweet tooth. I love sweets. But yeah, I think I definitely did feel the withdrawals a little bit from sugar. I think when I went more to keto, I'm kind of gradually gone off the sugar, because before I was seriously, I was hooked on that stuff like crazy. During school, I would eat a packet of Oreos every single day. Like, I'd bring Oreos to school. I'd get home. I'd smash half a tub of ice cream. So I kind of weaned off it a little bit. Now, I feel like I don't know why, maybe it's the high amount of fat and just having that juicy meat that we're meant to be eating, but I don't really have those sugar cravings so badly anymore. I think I probably had it when I started carnivore 3 months ago. There was a few times there where I like relapsed a little bit, maybe in the first few weeks, but I think as time went on, I realized every time I have sugar, I feel like garbage. Yeah. Then that kind of gets put into your brain and you kind of realize, okay, I shouldn't do that. You kind of learn that, and then your body just loses the taste for it.
So I went straight cold turkey, just cutting it all out, went straight to legit just meat. There was the first few weeks, it was a bit difficult, but I didn't really care because I'm like, I just can't wait for the benefits. So I just stick it through. But with the cravings and stuff, they were there as well. But as Ed was saying, every time I did indulge or have that plate of pasta or that biscuit or something, I just feel so terrible after. It would just reassure me to not do it again next time. That's like, so it's the beautiful thing about this diet. Now I haven't cheated in probably like a month, not because I have some insane willpower. It's just because my body's like, do not put that into your body. You're just going to feel terrible.
Do you think you're getting more sensitive to these things, or that you're just becoming more knowledgeable?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I haven't really thought too much about that. I think there's kind of both at play a little bit. I think your brain kind of realizes, okay, you shouldn't be eating this. So when you eat it, your brain is kind of saying, okay, you should feel bad after eating this. So then you feel bad. And then also, I think your body probably is getting a little bit more sensitive to these bad things.
I think I actually made a video on this and I've done a bit of thought. I think that because carbs, it's sort of in my opinion, it's sugar and carbs is literally a drug. So with any sort of drug, the more you have it, you've got a tolerance. And when you slowly start to remove the substance, when you reintroduce it, it's going to hit you so much harder. So I think there also is that sensitivity thing, which I think is a good thing, because if someone's like, oh, I can't enjoy the foods that I want, such a dangerous claim. You're saying that you don't want your body to readily be able to detect toxins that enter your body and to give you an appropriate feedback response. Why would you not want that? So you're feeling so good now. So when you just return to how you maybe weren't always feeling, it seems so much worse. Do you get what I mean? So maybe both those things are at play.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
it makes you more, which is so bizarre, but that's what the addictive nature is
Yeah.
even though it makes you feel bad, you want more and more and more. And then it just kind of, you don't give it a chance. People don't give it a chance for that to go away. They just keep craving it because they keep eating it.
Do you guys feel like this diet is restrictive? How do you respond to people that say, I could never do that, it's so restrictive?
I absolutely love the food that I get to eat every single day. I remember when I was trying to kind of get healthier in previous years, I would eat things that I didn't like, dry chicken, or just, trying to cut out all the sauces and just having things that just tasted so bad, or trying to cut off the fat of things. Don't use butter, it's so many calories in it. But now I'm so liberal with these things. I literally can just cut off a huge chunk of butter, chuck in a fat, juicy steak, and it tastes incredible. And there's so much more than just beef as well. I mean, I think the human body can't get sick of beef. Honestly, I just think there's something there in our genes that make us know that, yeah, you're going to keep liking this forever. What are you actually missing out on? Well, I don't know. You're missing out on food that makes you feel like trash. And honestly, if we're being honest, sorry. Yeah, I just find that steak is genuinely my favorite food. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, well, you know what is restrictive? Being super depressed, staying in bed and eating a bunch of salads. So I think that people's perception need to change. This other stuff is not food. Just because it's legalized as, edible, I don't think this stuff is genuinely like edible for human consumption. It's just, and even if it is restrictive, I know it's not super strict, but have some sausages, some bacon, salami. Everyone likes that. It's got a few preservatives, but if you're really worried about restrictions, then there's so much you can do. Even I was talking with Justin about the pork rinds, just stuff like that. You can just mix it up, and yeah.
So what about cost? Like that's always the next question that comes up. This diet is so expensive. I could never afford to just only eat meat.
Yeah, I do think it is more expensive in the short term, at least. However, I think the investment is so worth it, because if you're able to be more energetic throughout the day and you're able to have better mental clarity and focus, even those two benefits alone can help your income grow. And I think the investment is so worth it. Also, just in medical bills and things like that, you're going to be reducing that. So in the long term, the ROI is really, really good, I think.
I agree. We have a family of 6, and my husband and I are the only carnivores. And I really believe that we are actually saving a little bit of money. I mean, the rest of the family doesn't eat like a lot of junk food or anything like that, but I believe that in not buying all of the sides that I used to buy, and not buying all of the sauces and the other preparations buy, and I'm not throwing vegetables away every week because they're going down. I think that has made a huge difference for us as far as cost goes. And I really do believe that we're probably saving a little bit of money at this point.
For me, in the short term and the long term, it's actually cheaper, because in the short term, I'm not spending so much money on ADHD medications, appointments, which I was literally having so many visits every week for like the last year. So in the short term, it's cheaper. And because Ed's a bit leaner than me, so he's trying to put on size, so it may be a bit more expensive. But me, I'm trying to lose weight or return to a normal weight, body fat. And sometimes I can just eat 1 meal a day, and it would just be so cheap because it's only 1 meal a day and I'm just satiated.
So what about your parents? Like, Ed, I know you said your dad is already a carnivore, but what about your mom? And then Daniel, what about your family?
So yeah, we're trying to get the whole family on the carnivore diet. Me and my dad, we're kind of trying to spread it out throughout the family. My mum tried carnivore diet. However, she's just so addicted to chocolate. She can't stop for some reason. So yeah, she says she does.
We know what the reason is.
Oh yeah. She does the carnivore and chocolate diet. That's what she says. So yeah, we're trying to help her out with that. She said she's actually found so many benefits in terms of energy and mental clarity with doing that type of diet. And then my brother and sister, my brother, he was so addicted to sugar, like way more than me. It was seriously, it's incredible actually. But yeah, he's been kind of doing more animal based. He's not fully carnivore yet. And same with my sister, she's not fully carnivore yet. But yeah, we're trying to convert them.
My family, they've been eating heaps more animal products because I'm just buying heaps more food. And yeah, so essentially every meal has got some sort of meat, and maybe they'll add a bit of vegetables to it because they still think vegetables are good for you. But I actually got my mom on the carnivore diet maybe 2 weeks ago. But she's having a bit of a struggle in the sort of adaptation process. So yeah, so kind of finding it hard to stick to it. And my brother, look, when I cook sausages or something, he's eating a lot more meat, but it's not carnivore. But everyone is just definitely eating like so much more animal products. It's really good. So yeah, hopefully one day it will be all carnivore. But
So how do you guys feel about, what's your strategy to get more Gen Zers on board with carnivore? Especially, like, do you target Gen Z females at all? Because I know the males are more inclined to follow this diet, but how do you get Gen Z females on board?
I think Daniel's good look should do the trick there.
Bring them in.
Nah. Yeah, that's a good point. I think we want to keep creating these videos. We also want to experiment more with Instagram and TikTok. I know Jesslyn, you absolutely kill it on Instagram. I've been seeing the amount of views you've been getting is sick. So maybe try and get a bit more on Instagram and TikTok, because that's where the Gen Zers are hanging out. So just kind of stand in the way there and make some noise there. Also, maybe just with the content that we produce, we want to make it more some like challenge style videos, super entertaining and engaging videos. So that's kind of what I was thinking. What about you, Dan?
yeah, definitely. Like now we're just sort of getting our name out there, just getting the content out there, then, you know, hopefully make a bit of a name. And then in the future, yeah, our movement to get younger kids will definitely do something more like that. Yeah, like integrating carnivore into more other areas of life.
So what is your goals with your YouTube channel, with social media? Do you guys still have those other jobs, or are you fully jumping into YouTube?
So yeah, it was actually a big step this week because one of our videos did pretty well on Monday. And when I saw that, I kind of called my boss and I was just like, okay, can I please have a week off? I have this opportunity that I want to check, like work on or whatever. And I'm a casual, so they kind of agreed to it. They have to agree, really. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep working at my job and keep studying at university. But if it's something that really, like, what we want is we want to spread carnivore with as many people as possible, because it's changed our lives. And if we can, we want to make that our full-time passion, just to constantly do that, constantly improve, make more content, just get the carnivore name and our names out there, right?
City next year. And yeah, like this thing, like all my free time is just dedicated to sort of this channel. So we're still dedicating a lot of time to it and putting a lot of effort into it. Probably more than we would be on university and other stuff. But yeah, that's sort of the goal, just to really, really help a lot of people. A lot of people were misinformed, and a lot of people who, you know, wish that, as you said, Serena, if you were younger, you wish that you could have found out about it. So that's sort of our vision, to, you know, hopefully people can find out about it at a young age, can help reverse a lot of the issues and tell people the truth. So yeah.
Yeah, at this point, to teach every other mid 40s to early 50-year-old person that I can, because that's, I mean, and younger, of course, but there are so many people my age that don't know. And friends of mine, them have dabbled in it a little bit. You know, some of them are trying it. But I really think, you know, when I see people at the grocery store and I see the women buying all the salads, and I see that they're trying, they're doing what they think is right. And I sat next to a coach of a local volleyball team at a tournament recently, and I was eating carnivore crisps, and I watched her get out this bag from the grocery store with a tiny little bowl of mixed fruit, and she set it down next to her. And then she got out one of those grocery store made salads with the fake cheese on it, but some, you know, like a little grilled chicken breast on top. And I watched her open up the dressing and pour like a teaspoon of dressing onto this, and she ate it. Yeah, it was like torture watching her. And at some point I'm going to have the courage and the nerve to like lean over and be like, hey, listen, I like it. That's so hard for me because I feel like I want to tell everyone. And I didn't say anything to her, but honestly, I felt a little bit guilty since then. Like I watched her eat this and I know she's trying. She thinks that she's doing the right thing. And that's where the disconnect is. That's the thing we need to fix, is where people feel like right and like my carnivore crisps are wrong. And I think that's the part we need to fix for people so they will make that transition on their own.
Do you think it would be a little bit harder as people get a little bit older? I'm not saying you're old, but as they approach that sort of age, because it's more fearful of cholesterol and heart sort of stuff. Do you think, because at our age, kids, they're like, oh, they don't really care, they'll just try anything or whatever. But maybe at your age, they might be a bit more skeptical. Or
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And I do think there's an age gap. Like there's a difference, like in how Jess and I are doing carnivore. I'm doing the higher fat and she's not right now, and she's having better results and I'm having better results. So I think there's that involvement too, like, because everybody's different. So it's not even just age, it's other things too, that people just have to kind of figure it out on their own. But I think the louder we can be and the more people we can tell, maybe we could save the world if a bunch of us keep doing this, talking about this and getting together and talking about it. I think it could really make a difference. I love what you guys are doing.
So you guys, do you have any final thoughts, words of encouragement that you want to share with people who may be just starting the carnivore diet and not sure what to do, where to go?
Yeah, the carnivore diet for the first week or so can be a little bit of a struggle. So just make sure that you stick at it, and trust me, it will get so much better. The light at the end of the tunnel is incredible. Once you get past that kind of weak stage, the side effects will turn into crazy benefits. So just continue going. Yeah, enjoy the process and keep switching it up. Don't feel like you have to be super strict all the time. I think if you're just starting out and you're feeling really, really bored of the diet, you might want to add more spices or something like that, or switch up where you're getting your meat from or whatever. So I think, just keep at it.
Yeah, same sort of thing. We're so glad that we stuck it through and that we didn't quit at the start. So I guarantee that, your future self will be happy. So give it a shot for 30 days. It's not going to kill you for 30 days. Try it for yourself. You might get a bit of judgment, but you never know. It could change your life like it did for us. So yeah. And if you ever got any questions or stuff, feel free to hit us up, or to hit Justin and Serena up.
Where can people find you guys?
Yeah, you guys can find us at Carnivore Vitality on YouTube and on Instagram. So that's Carnivore Vitality.
Well, I guess that about wraps it up for us. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you guys next time on the Carnivore Revolution.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.